There are certain types of people in your life you should never tolerate, for they will drain your spirit, steal your joy, and keep you from fulfilling your purpose. They come disguised as friends, colleagues, even family, but their actions reveal their true nature. You have to recognize them and be bold enough to set boundaries. First, do not tolerate the complainers. These are the ones who see a problem in every solution. Their words are filled with negativity, and their hearts are heavy with discontent. They will drain you of your energy, your enthusiasm, and your vision if you let them. Remember, you are called to soar on wings like eagles, but complainers will anchor you to the ground. You must learn to rise above their complaints and choose to live in gratitude, hope, and faith. Second, do not tolerate the manipulators. These are the people who twist situations to their advantage. They use guilt, fear, and manipulation to control you, to keep you in a place where they can benefit from your talents, your resources, and your kindness. They do not have your best interests at heart. They see your value, but they do not respect it. God calls you to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. It's time to stop allowing others to play games with your mind and your destiny. Third, do not tolerate the dishonest. Those who lie, cheat, and deceive are not worthy of your trust. Their actions are a reflection of their character, and if they cannot be honest with you, they do not deserve a place in your life. The Bible tells us to walk in the light as He is in the light. Be mindful of who you allow to walk beside you. Do not let dishonesty dim your light or derail your journey. Next, do not tolerate the envious. Those who are jealous of your progress, your blessings, or your success are not truly celebrating you. They may smile in your face, but their hearts are heavy with bitterness. Envy breeds division, and it can destroy relationships, dreams, and even your peace of mind. Surround yourself with those who truly rejoice in your victories and who are invested in your growth. Lastly, do not tolerate those who are visionless. Those who lack a sense of purpose, direction, or ambition can cause you to become stagnant. You are called to greatness, to achieve, to conquer, to make a mark on this world. But if you surround yourself with those who have no vision, you will find yourself going nowhere. Align yourself with those who see beyond the horizon, who have a fire in their spirit, and who are passionate about their purpose. Remember, the people you allow in your life will either propel you forward or pull you back. Choose wisely, for your destiny depends on it. Love everyone, but do not allow everyone a seat at your table. Keep your heart pure, your mind focused, and your spirit unshakable. Be courageous enough to let go of what does not serve your purpose, and watch as God brings the right people into your life. There are people who will enter your life and immediately set the tone of negativity, bringing with them a cloud that seems to darken every room they walk into. These are the complainers. They are the ones who have something to say about everything and everyone, and rarely is it anything good. They will point out problems, but never offer solutions. They will find fault in every circumstance, even when everything is going right. Their words are filled with doubt, cynicism, and pessimism, and before you know it, they can drag you into their gloomy world. Understand this: you were not created to live in a place of complaint. God has called you to live above the circumstances, to see with eyes of faith, and to walk with a spirit of gratitude. Complainers will try to pull you down to their level. They see only the obstacles, never the opportunities. They dwell on the lack instead of the abundance. And if you are not careful, their constant grumbling will begin to weigh on your spirit, causing you to lose sight of the blessings and promises God has for you. You cannot allow their complaints to become your complaints. You cannot afford to let their negativity take root in your heart. God has given you a vision, a purpose, and a mission. And that mission requires a mindset of possibility, a heart of gratitude, and a spirit of perseverance. When you find yourself around those who constantly complain, choose to speak words of life and encouragement instead. Refuse to engage in conversations that glorify the problem instead of magnifying the solution. Choose to distance yourself from the complainers. You do not need their negativity overshadowing your light. You are called to be an eagle, soaring high above the storm, not a crow that circles in the darkness. When you separate yourself from those who only see the worst, you free yourself to walk in the fullness of joy, peace, and purpose that God has destined for you. Remember, you have the power to choose who influences your life. Choose wisely and choose to rise above. There are those who enter your life with hidden agendas and ulterior motives. They don't come to build you up or support your journey. Instead, they come to manipulate. These people are not interested in who you truly are. They are only interested in what they can gain from you. They are experts in using subtle tactics, guilt, fear, flattery, and sometimes even pity to control your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions. They will twist circumstances, bend the truth, and exploit your kindness to serve their selfish ends. You must be aware of such people because manipulators are skilled at disguising their intentions. They often present themselves as allies, even friends. They will say all the right things to make you feel comfortable, to make you think that they are on your side. But the moment you look closely, you'll see that their actions betray their words. They seek to keep you small, dependent, and uncertain because in your doubt, they find their advantage. God did not create you to be controlled by others. He did not design you to be a puppet in someone else's show. You were made to walk in freedom in the fullness of your purpose and calling. To allow manipulators into your life is to allow them to play games with your destiny. But your destiny is far too valuable to be left in the hands of those who do not respect it. It takes courage to stand up to manipulators. It takes wisdom to see through their tactics and discern their intentions. But you must remember that you have been given a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Use that power to set boundaries, to speak the truth in love, and to refuse to be drawn into their web of control. Let them know that you are not afraid to walk away from any relationship that does not honor who you are and who you are becoming. If you tolerate manipulators, you risk losing your sense of self, your vision, and even your peace. But when you stand firm in your worth, when you refuse to be manipulated, you reclaim your power. You create space for authentic connections, for people who will support you, not for what they can get, but for who you truly are. Remember, you are the steward of your life, and you have the authority to decide who gets access to your heart, your mind, and your spirit. Choose freedom over control, and watch as God brings the right people into your life to help you fulfill your divine purpose. There are people in this world who live by deception. They twist the truth, manipulate facts, and hide their true intentions behind a mask of charm and charisma. These are the dishonest, and they are not to be tolerated in your life. Dishonesty is more than just telling a lie. It is a betrayal of trust, a breaking of the very foundation upon which relationships are built. When a person is dishonest, they undermine your confidence in them, and over time can even erode your trust in others and in yourself. God calls you to walk in truth, to be a person of integrity, and to build relationships that are rooted in honesty and transparency. When you allow dishonest people into your life, you open yourself up to disappointment, confusion, and pain. They will say one thing and do another, make promises they never intend to keep, and lead you down paths that are not in alignment with your purpose. Their actions are not just a reflection of their character, but also a challenge to yours. The Bible teaches us that the truth sets us free. But lies and deceit will only bring bondage to doubt, to anxiety, and to unnecessary complications. Dishonesty creates an environment of uncertainty where you are constantly second-guessing motives, questioning actions, and wondering if you can truly rely on the person in front of you. It takes away your peace of mind and causes you to expend energy on things that should be clear and straightforward. Do not tolerate dishonesty, not even for a moment. Confront it when you see it, and do not be afraid to call it out. But more importantly, know when it is time to walk away. Your integrity is too valuable, your purpose too precious to be compromised by those who do not value the truth. There is a saying that if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. When a person demonstrates dishonesty, they are showing you that they cannot be trusted, and you must take that seriously. Be someone who walks in the light, who seeks to build relationships that are genuine, open, and sincere. Surround yourself with people who are not afraid to tell the truth, even when it is difficult, who are committed to honesty in all their dealings. These are the people who will help you grow, who will challenge you to be your best, and who will walk beside you in authenticity and love. Remember, a relationship without trust is like a car without fuel. It can go nowhere. Protect your peace. Guard your heart and choose to walk in truth. When you live with honesty and integrity, you attract others who do the same, and together you can achieve great things for the kingdom of God. There are people who will look at your life, see your growth, your blessings, and your success, and instead of rejoicing with you, they will feel a pang of resentment. These are the envious, and they are not to be tolerated. Envy is a silent destroyer. It is a feeling that festers in the heart, often masked behind fake smiles and insincere congratulations. But make no mistake, envy is like a poison that slowly contaminates a person's spirit, and it can ruin relationships, dreams, and even your sense of peace. People who are envious of you will never truly celebrate your victories. They may stand beside you, but in their hearts, they are bitter. They are always comparing themselves to you, always wondering why you have what they don't. Instead of seeing your success as an inspiration, they see it as a threat. They want what you have, but they don't want to put in the work that you did to get it. And because of this, their hearts are filled with jealousy, and that jealousy will reveal itself in subtle but damaging ways. The envious will undermine you with their words, questioning your motives and doubting your abilities. They will make sarcastic remarks, offer backhanded compliments, and try to make you feel guilty for achieving what God has blessed you with. They will sow seeds of discord and discontent, not just in your heart, but in the hearts of those around you. If you are not careful, their envy can create a toxic environment that can cause you to second guess your own worth and question the blessings you have received. But you must not allow the envious to steal your joy or your confidence. Understand that their envy is not about you. It is a reflection of their own insecurities and their inability to recognize their own worth and potential. You cannot fix what is broken in their hearts, but you can protect your own. You have to be discerning. Recognize when someone's heart is not right towards you. Love them from a distance if necessary, but do not allow their envy to bring you down. God has called you to be a light, to shine brightly in the world, and to be an example of His goodness. You cannot dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Your success, your growth, and your progress are a testament to His favor upon your life. Do not apologize for it. Instead, surround yourself with people who truly celebrate you, who encourage you to keep moving forward, and who genuinely want to see you fulfill your destiny. Life is too short to spend time with people who secretly resent you. Choose to be with those who lift you up, who challenge you to grow, and who rejoice in your victories. These are the people who will push you toward your purpose and stand with you through every season. Let go of the envious and embrace the joy of walking with those who are truly for you. Remember, God has placed a unique calling on your life, and you do not need anyone's permission to walk in it boldly and confidently. There are people who drift through life without a sense of direction, purpose, or vision. These are the visionless, and they are not to be tolerated if you are serious about fulfilling your destiny. A person without vision is like a ship without a sail, tossed by every wave, drifting aimlessly in whatever direction the wind blows. They have no sense of where they are going or why they are going there, and their lack of purpose can become a weight that slows you down, distracts you, or even causes you to lose your way. God has placed a unique vision in your heart. He has given you a mission, a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. This vision requires focus, discipline, and clarity. But when you surround yourself with people who lack vision, they will struggle to understand the drive and determination that fuels you. They may question your decisions, doubt your dreams, or even discourage you from pursuing the path that God has laid out for you. Their lack of ambition can be contagious, causing you to settle for less, to be complacent, or to lose sight of the greater purpose to which you have been called. You cannot afford to have the visionless in your inner circle. They will not push you to grow, to excel, or to strive for greatness. Instead, they will tempt you to settle, to take it easy, and to live life in the comfort zone. But comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth requires stretching, and achieving greatness requires pressing beyond what is comfortable. The visionless will never understand this because they have never seen beyond their current situation. They live by sight, not by faith. Surround yourself with those who have vision, who are excited about their future, and who are committed to their calling. These are the people who will inspire you, who will push you when you feel like giving up, and who will remind you of the greatness inside you when you doubt yourself. When you are with people who have a clear sense of purpose, you will find that your own vision becomes sharper, your determination becomes stronger, and your faith becomes unshakable. Remember, vision is what gives life meaning. It is what allows you to wake up every morning with a sense of purpose, a reason for being, and a desire to make an impact. If you tolerate those who lack vision, you risk losing the fire within you that drives you toward your destiny. Do not let someone else's lack of direction cause you to stumble on your path. Be bold enough to say no to those who cannot see the way forward, and yes to those who are walking the same path of purpose and promise. Choose to walk with people who are going somewhere, who have dreams bigger than themselves, and who are determined to leave a mark on this world. Let their passion fuel your own, and together you will achieve what others say is impossible. The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Make sure you are surrounded by people who are alive with purpose, alive with passion, and alive with vision, and watch how your own life begins to soar to new heights. The people you allow into your life have a profound impact on your journey. They can either propel you toward your destiny or hold you back from reaching your God-given potential. Relationships are not just a matter of convenience or coincidence. They are purposeful, and they shape your future. The wrong people can derail your destiny, while the right people can help you soar to new heights. Therefore, you must be intentional about the company you keep. If you surround yourself with those who are constantly negative, who complain, who manipulate, or who are envious, you will find that their attitudes begin to influence you. Their lack of faith will slowly start to diminish your own. Their words will linger in your mind, creating doubt, fear, and confusion. And before you know it, you may begin to question your own abilities, your vision, and even your worth. The people around you are either lifting you up or pulling you down. They are either encouraging you to pursue your dreams or causing you to shrink back in fear. But God has called you to a higher standard. He has given you a unique purpose, a divine calling that requires a strong spirit, a clear mind, and a courageous heart. You cannot afford to have people in your life who cause you to doubt what God has spoken to you. You cannot allow their negativity to drown out the voice of God that says, you are more than a conqueror, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you. You need people who will remind you of these truths, who will speak life into you when you feel weary, and who will stand with you when the storms of life come. The Bible tells us that iron sharpens iron. So one person sharpens another. You need people in your life who will sharpen you, challenge you, and make you better. People who will not let you settle for mediocrity, who will push you to grow, and who will hold you accountable to the vision God has placed in your heart. The right people will celebrate your successes, not because they gain anything from it, but because they genuinely want to see you succeed. They will pray for you, encourage you, and help you stay on the path that God has laid out for you. It is time to evaluate your relationships. Are the people around you adding value to your life, or are they draining you? Are they pushing you toward your purpose, or are they pulling you away from it? Are they speaking words of faith, hope, and love, or are they filling your mind with doubt, fear, and negativity? Be honest with yourself, because the answer to these questions will determine your future. God has created you for greatness, but greatness cannot be achieved alone. You need people who believe in you, who see the potential in you, and who are committed to helping you fulfill your destiny. Do not waste your time with those who cannot see what God sees in you. Do not allow them to limit you, distract you, or discourage you. Choose your relationships wisely, for they are the key to unlocking the greatness within you. Surround yourself with people who have the same heart, the same vision, and the same desire to see God's purpose fulfilled in their lives. People who are going in the same direction, who are running the same race, and who will cheer you on every step of the way. When you do, you will find that your strength is renewed, your vision becomes clearer, and your faith grows stronger. You were not meant to do life alone, but you were also not meant to do life with just anyone. Be intentional, be discerning, and be courageous in choosing the right people to walk with you on this journey of faith. There are people who live their lives in constant fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of rejection. These are the fearful, and they are not to be tolerated if you are committed to pursuing your destiny. Fear is contagious. And when you allow fearful people to occupy space in your life, their fear begins to seep into your mind, your heart, and your spirit. They are quick to point out the risks, the challenges, and the obstacles, but they rarely see the possibilities, the opportunities, or the promise that lies ahead. The fearful will try to hold you back because they are held back themselves. They will question your every move, doubt your every decision, and try to convince you to stay in your comfort zone where it is safe. But you were not created for safety, you were created for significance. God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When you surround yourself with people who are afraid to take risks, afraid to step out in faith, you begin to absorb their mindset, and before you know it, you find yourself playing it small, shrinking back from the very thing God has called you to. Fear is the enemy of progress, and those who are dominated by fear cannot help you move forward. They will always find a reason why something cannot be done, always see the glass as half empty, always be looking for a reason to give up. They are the ones who say, it's too hard, it's too risky, it's impossible, but nothing is impossible with God. Fearful people will never understand the power of faith, the strength that comes from trusting in God's promises, and the courage that is needed to step into your divine purpose. You must surround yourself with people of faith, people who believe that with God all things are possible. People who are not afraid to take bold steps, to dream big, and to challenge the status quo. These are the people who will encourage you to step out of the boat, to walk on water, to go after the things that seem impossible to the natural eye. They will remind you that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think, according to the power that works within you. If you tolerate the fearful, you risk adopting their fears as your own. But when you align yourself with the courageous, with those who dare to believe, you find your own courage rising up. You begin to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as setups for a greater comeback, and obstacles as stepping stones to your destiny. Your faith begins to grow, your vision becomes clearer, and your confidence is strengthened. The Bible is filled with stories of people who overcame fear by faith. David facing Goliath, Moses standing before Pharaoh, Esther approaching the king. These were not people who had no fear. They were people who chose to overcome fear with faith. And you must do the same. Do not allow the fearful to hold you back from what God has called you to do. Do not let their fears become your fears, their doubts become your doubts, or their limits become your limits. Instead, choose to walk with those who inspire you, who challenge you, and who believe in you. Choose to be with those who see the greatness in you, who call out your potential, and who are willing to stand with you in faith, even when the way forward is unclear. Choose courage over comfort, faith over fear, and watch as God begins to open doors, make ways, and lead you into the fullness of your destiny. Remember, you were not given a spirit of fear. You were given a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Embrace that spirit, walk in it boldly, and let go of anyone who tries to convince you otherwise. Your future is too bright, your calling too significant to be held back by fear. Step forward in faith and watch what God will do in your life. There are those who live with a sense of entitlement, believing that the world owes them something without the need for hard work, sacrifice, or commitment. These are the entitled, and they are not to be tolerated if you are determined to achieve greatness. Entitlement is a dangerous mindset. It breeds complacency, fosters laziness, and stifles growth. It is a mindset that says, I deserve it without putting in the necessary effort to earn it. And if you allow the entitled to stay close to you, their attitude will begin to affect your own. The entitled will always expect you to carry their weight. They are quick to ask for favors, but slow to offer any in return. They believe that success should come to them without struggle, and that they should receive blessings without being a blessing to others. These people will drain your resources, your time, your energy, your emotions without ever adding value to your life. They are the ones who are always taking but never giving, always demanding but never contributing. The danger of associating with entitled people is that they can cause you to lower your standards. They will tempt you to cut corners, to look for shortcuts, and to settle for less than your best. They do not understand the value of hard work, the importance of discipline, or the principle of sowing and reaping. They live in a world of unrealistic expectations and endless complaints, constantly finding fault with others and never taking responsibility for their own lives. But you must guard your heart against this mindset. God has created you for purpose, and that purpose requires diligence, perseverance, and commitment. The Bible teaches us that faith without works is dead. You cannot simply believe for greatness, you must also work for it. And you cannot achieve greatness while tolerating those who are unwilling to do the work themselves. Their presence will only slow you down, sap your energy, and distract you from your goals. Surround yourself with people who are willing to work hard, who understand that success is not handed out but earned through dedication, perseverance, and a willingness to go the extra mile. These are the people who will encourage you to keep pushing when the road gets tough, who will remind you of the value of your efforts, and who will celebrate your achievements because they understand the price you have paid to reach them. Remember that God rewards those who diligently seek Him, not those who sit idly by, waiting for blessings to fall from the sky. The entitled will never know the joy of accomplishment, the satisfaction of a job well done, or the peace that comes from knowing you have given your best. But you do. You know that there is no substitute for hard work, no shortcut to purpose, and no easy way to greatness. Be discerning about the people you allow into your inner circle. Ask yourself, are they adding value to my life, or are they merely taking up space? Are they committed to their own growth and development, or are they content with mediocrity? Choose to walk with those who inspire you to be better, who challenge you to go further, and who push you to reach higher. These are the people who will help you fulfill your God-given potential. The entitled will try to convince you that life is unfair, that you are owed something, or that you should take the easy way out. But you know better. You know that every step of faith, every act of courage, and every moment of hard work brings you closer to your destiny. Do not let anyone diminish your determination, dilute your drive, or derail your progress. Stay focused on your goals, stay committed to your purpose, and surround yourself with those who are running the same race. Choose to walk with the wise, the diligent, and the dedicated, and you will find that the journey, while challenging, is also incredibly rewarding. Greatness is not for the entitled, it is for the determined, the disciplined, and the diligent. Keep moving forward, keep working hard, and trust that God will honor your efforts and bring you to the place He has prepared for you. There are people who only see the world through the lens of negativity. They are quick to criticize, quick to find fault, and quick to point out what's wrong without ever offering a solution. These are the critical, and they are not to be tolerated if you are committed to living a life of purpose and positivity. A critical spirit is destructive. It sows seeds of doubt, discouragement, and division. It creates an environment where you are constantly on edge, where you question your decisions, and where your confidence is undermined. The critical will never appreciate your efforts or your achievements. Instead, they will focus on what could have been done better, what mistakes you made, and how things could be improved. Their constant criticism can wear you down, making you question your worth and your abilities. It can stifle your creativity, dampen your enthusiasm, and drain your energy. You begin to second-guess your every move, fearing that any step you take will be met with disapproval rather than encouragement. God has called you to a life of encouragement and support, not one of criticism and negativity. The Bible tells us to encourage one another and build each other up. This is a call to create an environment where growth is nurtured, where people are uplifted, and where each person is given the space to develop and thrive. The critical, however, do the opposite. They tear down rather than build up, and they create a culture of fear rather than one of faith. When you are surrounded by criticism, you are less likely to take risks, pursue new opportunities, or strive for excellence. You become paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake or not meeting someone's expectations. The critical will make you feel that no matter how hard you try, it will never be enough. But this is not the life God intended for you. He has called you to step out in faith, to pursue your dreams with courage, and to make a difference in the world. Surround yourself with those who see your potential, who encourage you to pursue your passions, and who celebrate your successes. These are the people who will challenge you to be your best, who will support you when you face setbacks, and who will stand by you through every season of growth. They will offer constructive feedback, but they will do so in a way that is uplifting and empowering, not discouraging and demeaning. You must also be aware of the impact that a critical spirit can have on your own life. Do not allow the negativity of others to seep into your own mindset. Be careful not to become a critic yourself, for negativity can be infectious. Instead, focus on being a source of encouragement, hope, and positivity. When you foster an environment of support and encouragement, you not only lift others up, but also create a space where you can thrive and achieve your own goals. The Bible says that the tongue has the power of life and death, and this is especially true in the context of relationships. Choose to speak life into others, to offer words of encouragement, and to provide support. This is not only a reflection of your character, but also a way to create a positive environment where everyone can grow and succeed. Remember, the journey to fulfilling your purpose is challenging enough without the added burden of constant criticism. Let go of those who cannot see the value in your efforts, who cannot offer constructive support, and who cannot celebrate your victories. Embrace those who lift you up, who inspire you to reach for more, and who believe in the greatness within you. By surrounding yourself with positivity and encouragement, you align yourself with God's purpose for your life. You create a space where your dreams can flourish, where your confidence can grow, and where your potential can be realized. Choose to walk with those who build you up, and watch how your own life becomes a testament to the power of encouragement and the impact of a positive spirit. There are individuals who are perpetually in conflict with others, who always seem to find themselves at odds, and whose relationships are marked by discord and strife. These are the contentious, and they are not to be tolerated if you are serious about living a life of peace and purpose. Conflict is a part of life, but there are people who thrive on it, who create it, and who perpetuate it in every relationship they touch. They are always involved in disputes, always stirring up trouble, and always dragging others into their conflicts. Being around contentious people can drain your energy, disrupt your peace, and distract you from your goals. Their constant fighting, arguing, and negativity can create a toxic environment that prevents you from focusing on what really matters. They seem to find fault with everyone and everything, and their critical spirit can lead to unnecessary tension and division. This kind of atmosphere is not conducive to growth, productivity, or success. Instead of building you up, they will pull you down into their cycle of conflict, leaving you feeling exhausted and disheartened. God has called us to be peacemakers, to live in harmony with one another, and to seek reconciliation rather than discord. The Bible instructs us to live at peace with everyone, and this is a principle that should guide our relationships. The contentious, however, do not adhere to this principle. They are constantly seeking to prove their point, to win their argument, and to establish their dominance rather than seeking understanding, compassion, or common ground. When you are surrounded by contentious people, it becomes difficult to pursue your own purpose and vision. Their constant bickering and arguing can lead you away from your path, causing you to focus on conflicts rather than on your goals. You find yourself caught up in their drama, wasting time and energy on disputes that are not worth the cost. This is a distraction from the divine purpose that God has set before you. Instead, seek relationships with those who value peace, who approach disagreements with a spirit of understanding, and who are committed to resolving conflicts in a constructive manner. These are the people who will support you, who will work with you to find solutions, and who will contribute to a positive and productive environment. They are willing to listen, to compromise, and to work towards common goals rather than allowing conflicts to fester and divide. Choosing to distance yourself from the contentious does not mean avoiding all conflict, but it does mean setting boundaries with those who thrive on drama and dispute. It means recognizing that your time, energy, and focus are valuable resources that should be directed towards building up, not tearing down. When you establish boundaries with contentious people, you protect your peace, preserve your energy, and create space for positive, productive relationships that align with your purpose. The Bible also teaches us to pursue peace with all men, and this pursuit involves choosing to engage with those who are committed to peace rather than conflict. By surrounding yourself with peacemakers, you create an environment where growth, cooperation, and mutual support can flourish. You build relationships based on trust, respect, and understanding rather than on constant arguments and disagreements. Remember, conflict is not always avoidable, but it can be managed in a way that does not detract from your goals or your well-being. By choosing to distance yourself from those who are perpetually contentious, you allow yourself to focus on what truly matters, fulfilling your purpose, pursuing your vision, and living a life of peace and productivity. Align yourself with those who seek to build bridges, not barriers, and who are committed to living in harmony with one another. In this way, you honor the calling God has placed on your life, and you create a space where your potential can be fully realized. You build relationships that uplift and encourage you, and you foster an environment where you can thrive and succeed. Choose peace over conflict and watch how your life becomes a reflection of the harmony and purpose that God has intended for you. As we conclude, it is essential to remember that the journey to fulfilling your divine purpose is profoundly influenced by the people you choose to surround yourself with. You are called to live a life of purpose, excellence, and impact, and the relationships you cultivate play a crucial role in this journey. The types of people you should never tolerate: those who are negative, dishonest, manipulative, unfaithful, entitled, fearful, critical, contentious, can significantly hinder your progress and cloud your vision. Each of these individuals brings a certain energy into your life, and if you allow them to remain in your inner circle, their negativity and toxic behaviors can derail your path, diminish your potential, and disrupt your peace. God has equipped you with the wisdom and the strength to discern these influences and to make the choices necessary for your growth and success. Choose to walk with those who uplift and support you, who inspire you to strive for greatness, and who stand with you in faith. Surround yourself with individuals who embody integrity, encouragement, and positivity. These are the people who will challenge you to grow, who will celebrate your achievements, and who will stand by you through every trial and triumph. In every relationship, seek to reflect the values of kindness, understanding, and support. Be intentional about fostering connections that align with your vision and purpose. As you do so, you will create an environment where your potential can flourish, where your goals can be realized, and where your life can become a testament to the power of purposeful, positive relationships. Remember, you are not called to settle for mediocrity or to tolerate negativity. You are destined for greatness, and you have the divine right to surround yourself with people who encourage, support, and uplift you. Make the choices necessary to protect your peace, to nurture your growth, and to fulfill your God-given purpose. By choosing wisely and living intentionally, you align yourself with the path that God has set before you. You create a life marked by fulfillment, success, and joy. Embrace this truth and let your relationships reflect the greatness that God has placed within you. As you move forward, may you be surrounded by those who empower you, support you, and help you achieve the extraordinary destiny that awaits. There is a powerful principle in life that many of us overlook: the art of silence. You see, not everything needs to be announced. In fact, there is strength in discretion, wisdom in quietness, and power in restraint. We live in a world where everyone is eager to talk, to share their plans, and to announce their ambitions. But today I want to challenge that mindset. Never tell people what you do, and let your actions speak louder than your words. You see, most people are quick to boast about their plans or the things they are about to do, but the reality is, when you reveal your plans to others, you risk inviting unnecessary interference or criticism. People may not understand your vision, they may not see the value in what you are trying to build, and often their doubts will reflect onto you. But here's the secret: the fewer people know your plans, the fewer distractions you'll face. Focus becomes sharper when your intentions remain your own. God has designed you for greatness, and He has placed within you a unique purpose. But purpose requires preparation, and preparation requires focus. When you are building something great, whether it's a business, a ministry, or a personal transformation, the last thing you need is the opinions of others clouding your mind. Understand this: silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a tool of strength. Consider the seeds that are planted in the earth. They don't announce their arrival to the world. They are buried in the ground, hidden from sight. But they begin to grow, form roots, and reach upwards. The moment the seed breaks through the soil, it is ready to bear fruit. In the same way, you must nurture your dreams in silence. Your growth should be rooted in the strength of your vision, not in the validation of others. There is a level of power that comes when you let your results speak for themselves. People will see what you have done and begin to ask, how did you accomplish that? At that point, you can share your story. But until then, protect your vision with silence and patience. Your journey should not be a public spectacle. It should be a quiet and steady progression toward greatness. Keep moving forward with diligence, with integrity, and with purpose. Too often, we share our dreams too soon with the wrong people, seeking validation and approval. But validation should come from within, from your belief in yourself and your trust in the process. The world does not need to know what you are doing until it is time to reveal it. And even then, it should be a revelation, not an explanation. So, revelation does not need to be true. Validation and the support of others. Remember, it is better to surprise people with the results of your hard work than to boast about what you plan to do. Let your life be the proof of your vision. Let the fruit of your labor speak for you. The greatest leaders in history were not those who constantly announced their plans, but those who remained focused, committed, and determined. They did the work, and their results became their testimony. So, as you continue on your path to greatness, remember that silence is not only golden, it is powerful. Protect your dreams, guard your vision, and let your actions be the testimony of your purpose. Don't allow the noise of the world to distract you. Keep moving forward. Let your results speak. And remember that sometimes the less you say, the more powerful you become. There's a power in silence that most people fail to understand. In a world where everyone is eager to share their thoughts, plans, and actions, there's a unique strength in choosing to remain silent about your intentions. Silence is often seen as passive or lacking, but in reality, it holds incredible power. It is not about being timid or shy. It is about understanding that not every thought or plan needs to be broadcasted. When you speak less, you conserve your energy. You shield your vision from premature judgment, and you allow your actions to be the true reflection of your intentions. When you remain silent about your goals and aspirations, you protect them from external opinions, which can often serve as a distraction. Many times when we share our plans with others, we invite unwanted commentary or criticism that can derail our progress. People may not understand the depth of your vision or the sacrifices you're willing to make to see it through. The world will offer its opinions, but not all of them will align with your purpose. Number 2, silence allows you to work without the need for validation. It gives you the space to develop your plans in peace, free from the noise of the world. The world around us is constantly talking. It is always busy, always rushing to share its latest news, ideas, or gossip. In the midst of this noise, silence becomes a rare and powerful tool. When you choose not to tell people what you are doing, you remove yourself from the distractions that come with unnecessary chatter. You take back control over what you allow into your mind and heart. Silence gives you the strength to stay focused on what truly matters: your work, your growth, and your vision. Consider the power of stillness in nature. The most profound changes in the world often happen quietly. Think of how the seeds grow in the soil. They don't need to announce their presence. They simply begin their work in silence. Underneath the surface, they're gathering strength. And when the time comes, they break through, revealing the fruits of their labor. Your journey should be no different. And the foundation of your success, the growth of your purpose, should happen quietly without the need for recognition. When you work in silence, you are allowing the process of growth to unfold naturally without interference. Silence is also a form of protection. When you speak about your plans before they are fully formed or before you are ready to act, you expose yourself to the opinions of others. These opinions, often based on their own fears, limitations, or misunderstandings, can influence your decisions. Silence allows you to maintain control over your vision, keeping it intact until the right moment to reveal it. It is in this protected space that your dreams can take root, grow, and flourish without being subjected to the weight of external influences. In every area of life, we are told that communication is key, that we must express ourselves and make our voices heard. But true power comes not from what we say, but from what we do. When you keep your plans to yourself, you save your energy and focus for the real work. Let your results speak for you. Let your actions and achievements be the testimony of your effort. There is a time to speak, but the power often lies in the restraint of silence. It's about knowing when to hold back, to keep your vision private, and to allow your work. When you reveal your plans too early, you risk inviting unnecessary interference. The truth is, people often don't understand the full picture of what you are trying to accomplish, especially when your vision is still in its infancy. Everyone has their own experiences, their own biases, and their own limited perspective. When you open yourself up to the opinions of others too soon, you expose your vision to a range of interpretations that may not align with what you're working toward. What may seem like a well-intentioned suggestion to someone could end up as a distraction that leads you astray. By sharing your plans too early, you allow others to impose their fears and doubts onto you. People who have not walked the same path may look at your dreams and see them as unrealistic or unattainable. They might tell you it's impossible, or that you don't have the resources, the experience, or the support to achieve it. They might not realize that your vision is not just an idea, but something you felt deeply in your heart, something that's been developing over time. But instead of encouraging you, their words can plant seeds of doubt that could affect your belief in your own ability. Interference can come from unexpected places: family, friends, even well-meaning mentors. People who love you may project their own limitations onto you out of fear for your safety, your stability, or your well-being. While their concern comes from a place of care, it can still be limiting. The truth is, your journey is unique. what they may have never experienced in their own lives, you are called to achieve. When you reveal your plans too soon, their doubts become your burdens. They may unintentionally pull you down from the heights you're trying to reach because they can't see what you see. Additionally, by sharing your plans, you open yourself up to the influence of people who may not have your best interests at heart. Not everyone who hears your dreams will support them. Some may feel threatened by your ambition, your growth, or your success. These individuals may try to undermine your efforts or sabotage your progress in subtle ways. They may sow seeds of doubt in your mind or in the minds of others, preventing you from receiving the support you need. The danger of revealing your plans too early is not just the opinions of others, but the potential for negative energy to derail your progress. There's a saying that you should protect your peace, and one of the best ways to do so is by keeping your dreams to yourself until they are ready to be shared with the world. The fewer people you tell, the fewer distractions you will face. When you share your plans prematurely, you risk allowing negative energy, judgment, and unwanted advice to cloud your thinking and stop you from staying on the course. The more people you share your plans with, the more you invite complications into your life. People will question your choices, second guess your decisions, and weigh in on matters that are none of their business. This can quickly lead to confusion, uncertainty, and a lack of clarity. You need to be able to hear your own thoughts clearly, and when you let others weigh in on your plans too soon, it can drown out your inner voice, the voice that knows what's best for you. Amen. Ultimately, sharing your plans before they are ready can be a hindrance rather than a help. It can slow your momentum, create doubt, and fill your mind with conflicting voices. The truth is, sometimes the best thing you can do for your vision is to keep it to yourself. Protect it, nurture it, and allow it to grow without interference. The world will know what you've accomplished when it's time, but until then, keep your plans to yourself. Let your work speak for you, and let your journey be your testimony. When you choose to keep your plans to yourself, it allows you to maintain a level of focus that would otherwise be difficult to achieve. In a world full of distractions, it is easy to become sidetracked by the opinions, expectations, and demands of others. Every time you share your ambitions, you open the door to external influences that may divert your attention from the path you've set. The more you talk about your goals, the more likely you are to be pulled in different directions, causing you to lose sight of the one thing that matters most: your purpose. Focus is a powerful force. It is the ability to direct all of your energy, all of your attention toward a single goal. It is the force that allows you to block out the noise and remain committed to your vision, no matter how challenging or uncertain the journey may seem. When you share your plans prematurely, you risk spreading your energy thin. The moment someone asks you about your goals, or the moment you begin explaining your plans to others, a part of your focus is no longer fully dedicated to the work itself. Your mind begins to shift from what you need to do to what others think you should do. This shift weakens your ability to stay clear and committed to the process. Zen. When you keep your plans private, you are in control of where your energy goes. Every thought, every decision, every action is directed at bringing your vision to life. There are no distractions from the opinions and judgments of others. You're free to move forward without the weight of other people's expectations. You don't have to explain yourself, and you certainly don't have to defend your decisions. The silence. This allows you to preserve the mental and emotional energy needed for the work that matters. The focus you maintain will become the foundation of your success. Consider how distractions take their toll. The more you share your plans, the more people will question or offer suggestions. This creates mental clutter. Instead of thinking about your next step, you start thinking about whether you should incorporate someone else's advice or whether your idea is good enough. It creates doubt, and doubt erodes focus. It's easy to get caught up in trying to appease others or take their feedback to heart, especially when it comes from people you respect. But the truth is, not all advice is valuable, and not all feedback will help you grow. Some of it may even hinder your progress by diverting you from the vision that is uniquely yours. So, staying focused requires you to block out everything that does not contribute to your goal. When you don't tell people what you're doing, you create a shield around your purpose. You become less susceptible to the opinions of others and more immersed in the process of turning your dream into reality. With each passing day, you are making progress without the pressure to explain, justify, or gain approval. You are simply moving forward, one step at a time, without the distractions that often accompany external validation. Think about the most successful people in history. Their focus was laser sharp. They didn't waste time explaining their next move or discussing their future plans with others. They had a clear vision, and they dedicated every ounce of their energy to manifesting that vision. Whether it was a scientist, an entrepreneur, or an artist, the most accomplished individuals are those who were able to block out the distractions and focus entirely on the work at hand. They knew that the real work happens in the quiet, in the preparation, and in the execution. Sharing your plans too early divides your focus, while keeping them to yourself allows you to keep that focus intact and channel all your energy into making your dreams come true. Focus is the key to overcoming obstacles. Every challenge you face along the way demands that you stay focused, that you keep your eyes on the goal, and that you don't allow setbacks to divert your attention. If you constantly have to justify your actions or explain your choices to others, you will be pulled in 100 different directions. But when you are focused on your vision, the obstacles become less daunting, the doubts less persuasive, and the challenges less intimidating. Setback. Focus gives you the mental clarity to keep pushing forward, regardless of the obstacles in your path. In the end, keeping your plans to yourself is a way of protecting your focus. It allows you to keep your mind and heart dedicated to what truly matters, free from distractions and the external forces that often slow us down. The more you focus on your vision, the more momentum you build. And with momentum comes progress. The work you do in silence, in the absence of outside influence, will speak for itself when the time is right. The strength you gain from maintaining your focus will be the foundation upon which your success is built. When God gives you a purpose, He doesn't give it to you to share with the world immediately. That purpose, that calling, is personal, and it requires time, preparation, and a deep understanding of the vision He has entrusted to you. You see, purpose is not something that comes to fruition overnight. It is a journey, a process that requires patience, discipline, and sometimes even solitude. Sharing your purpose too soon without the proper preparation can lead to a lack of clarity, confusion, and unnecessary pressure. Preparation is essential to fulfilling your purpose. The plans you have, the dreams you carry are like seeds that need to be nurtured and allowed to grow in their own time. Just as you don't see a tree growing from a seed immediately, the work required to bring your purpose into fruition happens slowly and steadily. If you try to rush that process by telling others what you are doing too soon, you risk placing unnecessary expectations on yourself. You may feel pressure to live up to the image of success others have of you, when in reality you are still in the stage of planting and cultivating. But you are in the apple origin. Be the apple you are and more. Purpose requires careful consideration and the willingness to put in the hard work necessary for growth. When God calls you to do something, it is a personal mandate that requires your full attention and dedication. It's not about impressing others with your ideas or rushing to make it known. It's about focusing on the deep internal work that will prepare you for the manifestation of your vision. The process of preparation is where you build your strength, knowledge, and resilience. It's where you refine your skills and grow your character. During this time, you need to be able to reflect, make mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward, without the added pressure of seeking external approval or validation. In the early stages of pursuing your purpose, clarity is essential. You may not yet fully understand how your purpose will unfold, and that's okay. It takes time to hear God's voice clearly and to trust His plan. The more you share your purpose with others, the more likely you are to dilute that clarity. People will offer suggestions, advice, and opinions, and while some of it may be helpful, much of it can confuse you or take you off course. This is not to say that counsel from others is invaluable, but there's a season of solitude and quiet where you must seek God's guidance above all. It's a time when your relationship with your Creator is crucial, and the opinions of others should not cloud that connection. As you prepare for the fulfillment of your purpose, the work you do in private becomes the foundation for everything that will be seen in the future. This is the time to refine your vision, to align your actions with your values, and to lay the groundwork that will support your success. The external world may not understand this stage, but that's okay. The vision God gave you is for you to carry and nurture. It's not for you to explain or justify before it's time. In the quiet, as you prepare and work diligently behind the scenes, you are positioning yourself for success. And when that time comes, when the vision is ready to be revealed, it will be undeniable. The preparation will show itself in your actions, in your character, and in the strength that will carry you through the challenges ahead. If you try to shortcut this process by revealing your purpose too soon, you risk rushing through the most important stage, the preparation. Without preparation, you will not be ready for the challenges that come with fulfilling your purpose. You need to be prepared for the battles, the setbacks, and the sacrifices that will come. The time of preparation is where you build the endurance needed to handle the weight of your purpose. It's in those private moments, when no one is watching, that your faith is strengthened, your skills are honed, and your commitment to the journey deepens. Purpose is not about a quick rise to the top or seeking instant recognition. It's about a long-term commitment to seeing God's plan unfold in your life. It requires the wisdom to know that there is a season of preparation that must not be rushed. During this season, you must focus on what God is doing in your life, even if no one else understands or sees it. God is preparing you, molding you, and building you for what lies ahead. It's a quiet process, a sacred process, and one that demands patience and faith. The moment will come when you are ready to step into the fullness of your purpose. But that moment will be far more impactful when it is built on a solid foundation of preparation. When you share your plans with others, you open yourself up to not only the positive, but also the negative reactions that people may have. It's important to recognize that not everyone around you will understand your vision, and some may even try to sabotage your efforts. There is a power in silence, in keeping your intentions to yourself, because when you share your dreams too early, you invite both criticism and unwarranted scrutiny. In today's world, it's easy for people to express their doubts, fears, and insecurities, and these negative energies can become a serious distraction. Often their words and actions are born out of their own limitations, not from a place of genuine concern for your success. People may criticize your ideas simply because they don't have the capacity to envision what you see. Their personal experiences, their own fears, and their struggles might cloud their judgment. They might not understand why you're doing what you're doing. And instead of supporting you, they might try to discourage you, either directly or indirectly. This can manifest in subtle ways: a remark, a question, or even a gesture of disbelief. While it might seem harmless, these criticisms can slowly erode your confidence, shaking your belief in the vision God has given you. The more you share, the more you're likely to encounter people who will challenge your direction, not out of malice, but simply because they cannot grasp the potential of your dream. The danger in sharing too much too soon is that these negative responses can affect your mental and emotional state. Every piece of criticism, every word of doubt can create a ripple effect in your mind. You may begin to question your decisions, your capabilities, and even the worthiness of your dream. This is particularly dangerous because it shifts your focus from the work at hand to defending your vision. Instead of spending time building and growing, you start to spend time explaining, justifying, and trying to win the approval of others. The result is that you end up expending energy on unnecessary battles, leaving little energy for what truly matters: the pursuit of your purpose. Additionally, when people don't understand your journey, they may feel compelled to give unsolicited advice. Sometimes this advice can be well-meaning, but it may not align with your vision. Every piece of advice you receive can alter the course of your actions, whether you realize it or not. It's important to remember that not all advice is valuable. People who haven't walked the same path you're on cannot possibly know all the nuances and the challenges of your journey. And then their advice is often based on their own experiences. And while it may work for them, it may not work for you. When you share your plans too early, you risk allowing other people's perspectives to overshadow your own intuition and understanding of what you need to do. There is also a spiritual aspect to keeping your plans private. Sharing too much too soon can expose your vision to spiritual opposition. Not everyone in your life has the same spiritual understanding or the same level of belief in your purpose. Sometimes, when you share your dreams with the wrong people, it can attract negative energy or even spiritual forces that seek to thwart your progress. You might find yourself facing unexpected obstacles, distractions, or even feelings of doubt that weren't there before. These forces often prey on the vulnerability that comes when you expose your plans to the world before they're ready to be revealed. The more you reveal your plans, the more you create opportunities for emotional manipulation. There are people in your life who may pretend to be supportive, but deep down they may wish to control your actions. They might try to make you feel guilty for pursuing your dreams, or manipulate your choices to serve their own interests. Keeping your plans to yourself helps you avoid these emotional games, ensuring that you stay in control of your decisions. Therefore, keeping your plans private shields you from unnecessary negativity. It allows you to protect your energy and focus solely on your work. The work that you are doing in silence is far more powerful than anything you could explain to someone who may not fully understand the depth of your vision. When the time is right, your success will speak for itself. The less you share in the early stages, the more you protect your progress from those who may try to derail it, intentionally or unintentionally. By keeping your plans close to your chest, you maintain control over your journey, and you can pursue your purpose with greater clarity, strength, and determination. Evil. When you keep your plans to yourself, you maintain the integrity of your vision. The moment you start sharing too much, you run the risk of allowing others to impose their ideas, beliefs, and expectations onto your path. Every time someone hears your vision, they begin to form opinions based on their own experiences, their own worldview, and sometimes their own insecurities. People will offer suggestions, solutions, and even challenges, but many of these will not align with the core of your purpose. It's important to recognize that your vision was given to you, not to them. It is uniquely yours, and you are the one entrusted with the responsibility to bring it to life. The more you share, the more you invite external forces to influence the purity of that vision. In a world filled with distractions and noise, it can be incredibly difficult to stay focused. Everyone has something to say. And in the age of social media and constant communication, it can feel like everyone wants a piece of your dream. But not every piece of advice is helpful. Not every comment is constructive. When you share your plans too early, you open yourself up to all kinds of opinions, some of which may be downright damaging. The truth is, many people will not understand why you're doing what you're doing, and they may not share your level of faith or belief in the outcome. Some will tell you it's impossible, others will question your motives, and some may even laugh or mock your aspirations. These voices, if allowed too much influence, can drown out your own conviction and weaken your resolve. The integrity of your vision lies in your ability to protect it from outside noise. When you keep your plans private, you create a space of clarity where you can hear your own thoughts and tune into God's guidance. In the absence of external distractions, you can be sure that the steps you're taking are in alignment with your true purpose. The moment you start letting others in on your plans, you begin to open the door for doubt and fear. You may feel pressure to justify your actions or explain the reasoning behind your decisions. But when your vision is under attack or even under scrutiny, it can make it harder to stay true to the path that God has set for you. It's easy to lose focus when you're constantly trying to please everyone or explain yourself. A journey toward fulfilling your purpose requires unwavering faith. Faith is not something that can be easily swayed by the opinions of others. When you believe in your vision, when you trust that it has been planted within you by a higher power, there is a sense of security that comes with it. You don't need to defend your dream to anyone because you know that it was designed specifically for you. But this kind of unwavering faith is fragile, especially in the early stages. The more you share, the more likely it is that someone will question your vision or cause you to second guess yourself. Keeping your plans private allows you to protect that faith and fortify it with the work that you are doing in silence. There is also a temptation to seek validation when you reveal your plans. It's a natural human desire to want others to understand and appreciate your vision. But validation can be a double-edged sword. Seeking it from others can quickly turn into a cycle of dependence where your sense of self-worth is tied to their approval. If you base your success on how others perceive it, you risk compromising your authenticity. Keeping your plans to yourself protects you from seeking validation that can divert your focus away from the true purpose behind your actions. The reality is your vision may not make sense to anyone else, and that's okay. Not every idea is meant to be understood by others at first. The people around you may be trapped in their own limitations and fear, and they may not have the capacity to see what you see. This is why it's so important to protect the integrity of your vision by not sharing it too early. There's a time for public revelation, a time when the plan is fully formed and ready to be launched. But that time is not when it's still in its infancy, not when it's still taking shape and needs to be nurtured. When you share too much too soon, you may also risk oversaturating the idea. The excitement that comes from telling others can sometimes dilute the original enthusiasm you had for it. There is something sacred about keeping your purpose close to your heart during the early stages. It keeps the dream alive in its purest form, free from the opinions and judgments of others. As you nurture that vision, you also strengthen your ability to stand firm in it, even when faced with opposition. The integrity of your vision is what will carry you through the challenges. The more you protect it from the world, the more you allow it to grow and evolve without the interference of external forces. It's easy to get caught up in trying to convince others of the value of your ideas. But the truth is, you don't need anyone else's approval to move forward. What you need is the courage to protect your vision, to keep it sacred and undiluted until the time comes for it to stand on its own. Only then, when it's fully formed and ready, will it have the strength to withstand the scrutiny of others. And when it's finally revealed, it will stand as a testament to the faith, dedication, and protection you gave it during the quiet, hidden stages of its growth. When you keep your plans to yourself, you are, in essence, creating space for your dreams to grow without the influence of external judgment. The reality is, not everyone will be able to handle or even understand the magnitude of your aspirations. Dreams and visions are deeply personal, and they reflect not only your desires, but also your unique purpose and calling. There's a wisdom in protecting them, especially in the early stages, because revealing them too soon can expose them to criticism, ridicule, and doubt. Most people, especially those who haven't dared to dream big themselves, are quick to project their own fears and insecurities onto others. They might try to tear down your dream or convince you that it's unrealistic, not because they don't care, but because they are limited by their own experiences and beliefs. When you are just starting out, your vision is fragile. It's in its infancy, and it hasn't yet been fully developed. You have an idea of where you want to go, but it's not yet clear how everything will unfold. In this stage, you don't need to hear about all the reasons why your idea might not work or how others have failed in similar endeavors. These doubts can seep into your mind and cause you to question your own abilities, even if you initially felt confident in your path. There's power in keeping your plans to yourself because it allows you to stay focused on nurturing the dream rather than defending it against criticism. When you share your plans too early, you invite a stream of opinions that are often based on fear rather than wisdom. And this can become a distraction that holds you back. When you hold your plans in silence, you also protect yourself from unnecessary emotional strain. You see, when you share your vision, especially with people who are not aligned with it, you expose yourself to their emotional responses. Some may feel threatened, some may feel envious, and some may even try to manipulate the situation to their advantage. These emotional reactions can be draining, taking away the energy you need to continue working on your goal. The constant need to explain or justify your actions can create a level of emotional turbulence that prevents you from staying focused on the real work at hand. Keeping your plans private allows you to conserve your emotional energy, giving you the peace of mind to think clearly and act decisively. This emotional protection extends to safeguarding your own mental state as well. When you share your dreams too early, you open yourself up to the expectations of others. People might ask when you're going to make things happen, or they might want to know all the details of your plan. While their questions might be innocent, they create pressure that you don't need. The longer you delay revealing your plans, the more you can avoid that pressure and allow your idea to develop at its own pace in its own time. Too many outside expectations can cloud your judgment and take you off course. When you keep your plans to yourself, you set your own timeline. You move at your own pace, and you aren't bound by the clock that others want to place on you. The value of privacy in your journey cannot be overstated. By keeping your plans to yourself, you allow them to grow organically, without the interference of people who might not have the right understanding or who are simply not in the same space as you. You may not need everyone's opinion, nor should you seek validation from others. Your dreams are not for them to decide. They are for you to fulfill. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval, of wanting others to understand your vision and share in your excitement. But you must remember that your vision is your own, and not everyone is meant to walk this path with you. You may find that some people, once you begin to pursue your dreams, will fall away, either because they don't understand your path or because they feel uncomfortable with your growth. This is a natural part of the process, and it's okay. Not everyone is meant to come along for the ride. By keeping your plans to yourself, you allow yourself the freedom to move forward without feeling tied down by others' opinions or expectations. Quote, "There's also a divine aspect to keeping your plans private. Sometimes when God has given you a vision, it's meant to be worked out between you and Him before it is revealed to others. The journey of fulfilling that vision is often about growing in faith, patience, and perseverance. When you reveal your plans too soon, you might inadvertently short-circuit the process of personal growth that needs to happen first. You need time to become the person who can handle the responsibility that comes with the realization of your dream. If you rush into sharing it with others, you might not be fully prepared for the challenges and responsibilities that come with it. By waiting for the right moment to reveal your plans, you give yourself the opportunity to develop the strength, wisdom, and courage necessary to bring the dream to life. Keeping your plans to yourself also allows you to avoid the temptation of comparison. The world is full of distractions, and it's easy to look at others who are on a similar path and feel as though you are falling behind. When you share your plans prematurely, you may be tempted to compare your progress with others, or you might find yourself competing with people who are not even in your field. This comparison can be discouraging, and it often leads to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. But when you keep your plans to yourself, you stay focused on your own journey. You don't waste time worrying about what others are doing or how fast they are moving. You stay centered in your own vision, and you trust that your time will come. By avoiding unnecessary distractions, you allow your path to unfold at its own pace without the pressures of comparison. Ultimately, the power of keeping your plans to yourself is in the protection it offers you. Protection of your vision, your emotional energy, your mental clarity, and your divine purpose. When you keep your plans private, you create the space you need to grow, to make mistakes, to learn, and to succeed without the weight of external pressure. It's in this space that your dreams can truly flourish. When you choose to keep your plans to yourself, you shield your journey from unnecessary interference. Not everyone is capable of understanding your vision, and some might not even try to understand it. People often approach life through the lens of their own experiences, fears, and biases. They may be unable to comprehend your dream simply because they have never dared to dream that big themselves. Many people are so caught up in their own limitations, doubts, and struggles that they cannot see the potential in someone else's vision. When you share your plans prematurely, you risk facing discouragement, doubt, and sometimes outright negativity. It's not that they mean to harm you, but their lack of understanding can cause them to speak words that create seeds of doubt in your own mind. When you keep your plans to yourself, you create a barrier between your dream and the external world. This barrier acts as a shield, protecting your vision from being overly influenced by others' fears, doubts, and insecurities. It allows you to stay grounded in your belief, undistracted by the noise of others. You can stay true to your path without being pulled in different directions. The more you protect your vision, the more you create an environment where it can flourish independently of outside opinions and judgments. It also provides you with the space to truly grow in your belief in yourself and in your mission. The more you keep your plans to yourself, the more you strengthen your own internal compass and the clearer your vision becomes. Furthermore, keeping your plans private allows you to be more selective about when and how you share them. There is a time to reveal your dreams to the world, but that time is not always when the vision is still forming. It is not always when the process is messy or uncertain. There is a time to act in silence, to work behind the scenes, and to let the results speak for themselves. When the time is right, your work will show the world what you've been building in private, and you will have the strength, the confidence, and the experience to back it up. This quiet period of personal development is where the real transformation happens. It's where your character is built, your resolve is tested, and your faith is made stronger. In the end, keeping your plans private isn't about hiding your dreams, it's about protecting them. It's about creating the space you need to nurture them, to develop them, and to build the strength required to see them through to fruition. When you do decide to reveal your dreams to the world, you will do so from a place of confidence, clarity, and strength, knowing that your vision has been solidified and that you have prepared yourself for whatever challenges lie ahead. Until that time comes, guard your vision with everything you have and let it grow in the quiet safety of your heart. When you choose to keep your plans to yourself, you create an environment of focused energy where distractions are minimized. This is not just about protecting your vision from others, it's also about protecting your mental, emotional, and spiritual energy. The moment you begin to share your plans with the wrong people or too many people, you inadvertently invite distractions into your life. The people who live in that state go through their life. These distractions can take many forms: opinions, judgments, questions, doubts, and even well-meaning advice that might derail you from your purpose. In the early stages of pursuing a goal, your energy needs to be fully concentrated on the task at hand, and revealing your plans can spread that energy too thin. You become diverted by the thoughts and reactions of others, and this dispersal of energy can lead to confusion and lack of clarity. You see, when you are clear about your vision and where you're heading, your energy is powerful. But the moment you start sharing your plans with too many people, especially those who are not in alignment with your goals, you risk diluting that clarity. People will offer their perspectives based on their own limitations, which may not have anything to do with your own path. They might not share the same mindset, and as a result, their input could create an unnecessary cloud of confusion. Yes, when you protect your plans, you can direct all your mental and emotional focus on moving forward without these external disruptions. In many cases, sharing your plans too early can cause you to start second-guessing yourself. You may feel the need to explain and justify your decisions, and this is a drain on your mental and emotional resources. You should not have to convince others that your dream is worthy, especially when it's still in its infancy. The more you focus on explaining your journey to others, the less energy you have to work on the actual realization of your dreams. It's a cycle that can lead to exhaustion, self-doubt, and eventual stagnation. The energy that should be going into making progress toward your goal is instead being spent on defending it or trying to get others on board. Keeping your plans private eliminates this unnecessary energy drain and frees you to focus on the work that matters. It's a deep connection between your energy and the quality of your work. When you're fully immersed in your vision, your energy is aligned with your purpose, and your efforts become efficient and productive. When that energy is disrupted by external voices, your ability to produce meaningful work diminishes. You lose momentum and start to wonder if you're on the right track. This disruption happens especially when you share your plans too early with people who may not understand or who are not as invested in your success. They may not have the same fire or drive that you do, and as a result, their feedback can introduce doubts that weren't even part of your thought process to begin with. On the other hand, when you keep your plans to yourself, you protect your energy in a way that allows it to grow exponentially. Every small step you take toward your goal becomes a source of inner strength. The less you allow others to comment on your progress or question your decisions, the more committed you remain to your vision. This steadfast focus creates a strong foundation for success. As you work tirelessly and quietly behind the scenes, you begin to trust yourself and your instincts more, and this self-reliance is the key to sustaining momentum. The energy you protect in these private moments becomes the fuel that drives you toward your breakthrough. Additionally, the environment you create by keeping your plans to yourself allows for uninterrupted personal growth. As you work in solitude, you can grow at your own pace without the pressures of constantly explaining yourself or seeking validation. When you share your plans, especially with people who are not in tune with your aspirations, you may encounter unnecessary criticism or praise. Both are distractions. Praise can make you complacent, and criticism can make you defensive or unsure. Neither of these responses helps you grow. It's only when you're left to your own devices, free from the influence of others, that you can truly develop in your own way. This self-directed growth ensures that when you are finally ready to reveal your plans to the world, you do so with confidence, knowing that you've grown stronger through the process. This protected space also enables you to cultivate the discipline needed to stay on track. Without the noise of others' expectations or the need to explain your journey, you can create your own timetable and stick to it. You can follow your rhythm and trust the pace that is right for you without being influenced by how fast or slow others think you should be moving. Discipline is key to success. And when you keep your plans to yourself, you maintain the inner focus required to stay disciplined. You are not distracted by the unnecessary input of others. And this discipline allows you to make progress steadily and consistently. The more focused you are on your work, the more energy you channel into achieving your goals. And the more insight, the more clarity and consistently you achieve the output. Moreover, there is a spiritual element to protecting your energy. Many believe that our thoughts and intentions are powerful forces that shape our reality. When you keep your plans to yourself, you give those thoughts and intentions the sacred space to manifest. Revealing your dreams too soon can cause them to lose their potency, especially if the response you receive is not what you hope for. By keeping your plans private, you allow the universe or your higher power to work in silence, aligning circumstances, people, and events in your favor without interference. It is in the quiet, unspoken moments of action that the universe conspires to bring your dreams into reality. When you protect your plans, You align yourself with that higher purpose, and the energy you put out is in harmony with the forces working on your behalf. In the end, your energy is your most valuable resource. And by keeping your plans to yourself, you allow it to remain pure and focused. You are not letting the noise of the outside world dictate your pace, your belief, or your progress. Instead, you are cultivating an environment where your inner strength can thrive and where your vision can come to life. The energy you save by keeping your plans private is the energy that propels you towards success. It allows you to move forward with clarity and conviction, trusting that your path is unfolding as it should, free from unnecessary distractions or interference. When you protect your vision by keeping your plans to yourself, you also create the space for divine timing to unfold. Often, people feel the need to rush their dreams, to announce them prematurely, or to seek validation from others. However, the most powerful thing you can do in your journey is to wait for the right moment to reveal what you are working on. This moment of revelation doesn't come from external forces, but from within you, when you feel confident, ready, and equipped to share what you've built. In this stage of private development, you allow the universe or your higher power to align everything in the right way. You allow the opportunities and the doors to open when the time is right. If you announce your plans too soon, you might miss the flow of timing that would otherwise have come naturally to you. Instead of rushing ahead in haste, you can trust that everything you need will come together at the perfect moment. This is not about sitting idly by and waiting for things to fall into place, but about recognizing that every step of your journey has its proper place in the grand scheme of things. Patience is key. Divine timing also aligns with the principle of growth. Your plan, your vision, and your actions are all evolving with every step you take. As you work in private, you are shaping not just your goals, but also yourself. You are becoming the person who can handle the level of success that is coming your way. By holding back from telling others prematurely, you allow yourself the chance to grow into the role you are preparing for. If you were to share your plans too early, you might inadvertently rush this process of personal growth. True growth comes from embracing the private, solitary times where you hone your skills, gain understanding, and solidify your foundation before stepping out into the public eye. Timing is also essential when it comes to the strength of your resolve. When you're ready to step into the spotlight, your plans will be met with confidence and authority. If you've spent time developing your ideas in private, your belief in them will be unwavering. You will not need to rely on external validation because you've already validated your own vision. You know the worth of your work and have experienced the process of overcoming challenges on your own without outside opinions influencing your direction. Your timing becomes perfect because it reflects the depth of your commitment, the strength of your resolve, and the certainty of your purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, today we delve into a topic that is essential for our journey through life's spiritual growth. We often find ourselves caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday existence, focused on material success and external achievements. But I urge you to pause for a moment and reflect on the deeper purpose of your life. Spiritual growth is not just an option, it is a necessity for true fulfillment. Spiritual growth begins with understanding your identity. You are not merely a product of your environment or the sum of your experiences. You are a divine creation endowed with purpose and potential. God designed you uniquely, and within you lies the seed of greatness waiting to be nurtured. The journey to uncover this greatness starts with seeking a relationship with your Creator. As you cultivate this relationship, you will begin to understand that spiritual growth is about transformation. It is the process of evolving from who you are today to who you are destined to become. This transformation requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to embrace change. Just as a seed must break through the soil to grow into a mighty tree, so too must you break through the limitations and fears that hold you back. In this journey, challenges will arise. They are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. When faced with adversity, remember that every trial is a test of your faith and character. Embrace these moments. They will shape you into a stronger, more resilient person. Understand that pain is a part of the process, but it is also a pathway to deeper understanding and spiritual maturity. Your spiritual growth is also interconnected with the growth of those around you. As you evolve, you will influence others, encouraging them to embark on their own journeys. Remember, we are not meant to walk this path alone. Seek out mentors and be a mentor to others. Share your experiences and learn from those who have walked the path before you. Together, we can uplift and inspire each other to reach new heights of spiritual understanding. Moreover, spiritual growth requires introspection. Take time to meditate, to reflect on your thoughts and actions. Ask yourself, am I living according to my values and purpose? This self-examination is crucial in aligning your daily life with your spiritual aspirations. It will help you identify areas that need change and areas where you can grow. Finally, I want to emphasize the importance of gratitude in your spiritual journey. Gratitude opens the door to abundance. When you appreciate the blessings in your life, no matter how small, you create a mindset that attracts more positivity and growth. Recognize the divine hand in every situation and thank God for guiding you through your journey. In closing, remember that spiritual growth is a lifelong journey. Embrace it with passion and purpose. Do not shy away from the challenges that come your way. Instead, face them with faith. Trust in God's plan for you and be committed to your growth. As you cultivate your spirit, you will not only transform your own life, but also the lives of those around you. The world is waiting for you to step into your divine purpose and make a difference. Rise up, embrace your journey, and let your light shine brightly for all to see. Understanding your identity is the foundation upon which spiritual growth is built. Many people drift through life defined by their circumstances, relationships, societal expectations, but this is a distortion of your true self. You are not just a collection of experiences or a product of your environment. You are a unique creation of God, fashioned with intention and purpose. When you grasp the magnitude of this truth, it shifts your perspective and empowers you to live authentically. Every individual is born with a divine purpose, a calling that is inherently tied to their identity. You were designed to fulfill a specific role in this world, contributing to the greater good in ways that only you can. This understanding of identity goes beyond personal ambition. It is about aligning with the vision that God has for you. When you recognize that you are part of a grander plan, you begin to see yourself as valuable and significant, equipped with the potential to achieve greatness. Too often, people define themselves by their failures or shortcomings. They allow negative experiences to dictate their self-worth, forgetting that their identity is rooted in divine love and acceptance. God sees you not for your mistakes, but for the incredible being you are meant to become. Embrace the truth that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Accept that you have been endowed with gifts and talents that are waiting to be discovered and utilized. Your identity also shapes your mindset. When you understand that you are a child of the Most High, you approach life with confidence and courage. You do not succumb to the pressures of conformity or the opinions of others. Instead, you become a trailblazer, forging your own path and inspiring others to do the same. This realization empowers you to reject limiting beliefs and societal labels that attempt to confine you. Furthermore, understanding your identity propels you towards self-acceptance. Many struggle with self-doubt and insecurity, but when you embrace who you are in God's eyes, you find freedom. This freedom allows you to explore your true desires, passions, and aspirations without the fear of judgment. It encourages you to pursue the dreams planted in your heart, knowing that they align with your divine purpose. In this journey of self-discovery, remember that your identity is not static, it evolves as you grow spiritually. Each new revelation about yourself strengthens your connection with your Creator and your purpose in the world. This growth requires humility and openness to change as you continually seek to align more closely with the divine image in which you were created. By doing so, you actively participate in your transformation, moving towards the fullness of who you are destined to be. This understanding of your identity also compels you to take responsibility for your spiritual journey. You cannot wait for others to define you or to validate your existence. Embrace your unique calling and take steps to nurture your spiritual growth actively. Engage in practices that connect you to God, such as prayer, meditation, and study of the Word. Seek experiences that challenge you to grow, whether through service to others, community involvement, or deepening your understanding of faith. In essence, knowing your identity is about more than self-awareness, it is about empowerment. It equips you to rise above life's challenges, face adversity with resilience, and move confidently towards your destiny. When you understand who you are, you become unstoppable in your pursuit of spiritual growth, transforming not just your life, but also inspiring others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and purpose. To grow spiritually, you must first recognize that God desires a personal relationship with you. He is not distant or detached, but actively seeks communion with each of us. In the same way that a seed needs soil, water, and sunlight to flourish, your spirit requires connection with the divine to thrive. This relationship involves more than just prayer. It encompasses listening, understanding, and being receptive to God's guidance. When you engage with God on a personal level, you begin to receive clarity about your purpose and direction. Through prayer and meditation, you open the channels of communication, allowing God to speak into your life. In these quiet moments, you may receive divine wisdom, revelation, and inspiration that guide your steps. This communication transforms your understanding of your own identity and reinforces the belief that you are part of a larger plan. Moreover, a relationship with God anchors you during times of uncertainty and adversity. Life will present challenges that test your faith and resolve. However, when you are rooted in your relationship with God, you find strength in His promises. You learn to lean on Him in times of trouble, drawing comfort and reassurance from His presence. This reliance fosters resilience, allowing you to face life's storms with a calm assurance that you are not alone. As you deepen your relationship with God, you will also discover the power of His love. God's love is unconditional and transformative. It allows you to embrace your flaws and shortcomings, reminding you that you are worthy of grace. This love fuels your spiritual growth, helping you to shed the burdens of guilt and shame that may have held you back. Instead, you learn to see yourself through God's eyes, redeemed, valued, and destined for greatness. Additionally, cultivating this relationship leads to a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. In a world filled with distractions and chaos, connecting with God brings clarity and calm. You learn to trust in His plan, relinquishing the need to control every aspect of your life. This trust nurtures a sense of serenity, allowing you to move forward with confidence and assurance that all things work together for your good. In nurturing your relationship with God, it is essential to immerse yourself in His Word. The Scriptures are a source of truth, wisdom, and guidance. As you study and meditate on the Word, you gain insights that illuminate your path. You begin to understand God's character, His promises, and His expectations for your life. This knowledge equips you to navigate the complexities of life with a sense of purpose and direction. Moreover, the relationship you build with God impacts your interactions with others. As you grow closer to Him, you begin to reflect His love and grace in your relationships. You learn to extend forgiveness, show compassion, and foster understanding. Your spiritual growth becomes a testament to others, drawing them closer to God as they witness the transformation in you. Prayer, worship, and community are vital components of fostering your relationship with God. Regularly dedicating time to connect with Him through prayer is essential. This is not merely a monologue, but a dialogue where you express your thoughts and feelings while remaining open to His responses. Worship, both personal and corporate, creates an atmosphere where you can encounter God's presence and experience His transformative power. Engaging with a community of like-minded believers further enriches your spiritual journey, providing support, accountability, and encouragement as you navigate the path of growth together. Ultimately, establishing a relationship with God is about recognizing His active role in your life and responding to that divine invitation. It is a continuous journey, a commitment to deepen your understanding and experience of His presence. As you invest time and energy into this relationship, you will find that spiritual growth flourishes, illuminating your path and transforming your life in ways you could never have imagined. Spiritual growth is fundamentally a process of transformation. It is the journey of evolving from your current state to the person you are destined to become. This transformation does not happen overnight. It requires intentional effort, commitment, and a willingness to embrace change. To embark on this path, you must first acknowledge that growth is necessary. Just as a caterpillar must undergo a metamorphosis to become a butterfly, you too must be willing to shed old habits, beliefs, and mindsets that no longer serve your higher purpose. The first step in this transformation is self-awareness. You must become conscious of where you are in your spiritual journey and identify the areas that need growth. This self-examination can be uncomfortable, but it is essential for recognizing the patterns and behaviors that may be holding you back. Ask yourself probing questions. What fears are keeping me from stepping into my purpose? What limiting beliefs have I accepted that hinder my progress? By confronting these issues head on, you can begin to dismantle the barriers that obstruct your spiritual growth. Embracing change is a critical aspect of transformation. Change often brings discomfort, but it is in this discomfort that growth occurs. As you venture beyond your comfort zone, you will encounter new experiences, challenges, and opportunities for learning. Remember that every great achievement in history began with someone daring to step into the unknown. God has designed you for greatness, but to reach that greatness, you must be willing to take risks and explore new territories in your spiritual life. As you commit to these new habits, be prepared for resistance. The old ways of thinking and behaving will try to reassert themselves. This is where determination and perseverance come into play. You must cultivate a mindset that is resilient and focused on your spiritual goals. Understand that setbacks are a part of the journey. They are not indicators of failure, but opportunities for learning and redirection. In your transformation journey, it is vital to embrace a growth mindset. This perspective fosters the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. When you view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles, you become more adaptable and open to change. Embracing a growth mindset propels you forward, allowing you to see every experience, good or bad, as a stepping stone on your spiritual journey. As you experience transformation, you will also notice shifts in your perspective. Your values, priorities, and relationships may change as you align more closely with your divine purpose. This alignment often leads to greater clarity about who you are and what you are meant to do in this world. You will find yourself drawn to activities, people, and environments that support your spiritual growth, and you will naturally distance yourself from those that do not. Additionally, transformation requires vulnerability. To truly grow, you must be willing to let go of the facade of perfection and embrace your authentic self. Share your struggles and victories with trusted individuals in your community. This vulnerability fosters connection and creates a supportive network that encourages you on your journey. It also allows others to see the reality of spiritual growth with all its challenges and triumphs, creating a shared experience that can be incredibly powerful. Finally, remember that spiritual transformation is a lifelong journey. It does not end once you reach a certain milestone or achieve a particular goal. Instead, it is a continuous cycle of growth and renewal. Each stage of your journey will present new opportunities for development, leading you to deeper insights and experiences of God's love and grace. Embrace this journey with enthusiasm and an open heart, knowing that every step taken in faith brings you closer to the person you were created to be. Embracing challenges is an essential component of spiritual growth, and understanding this principle can transform how you perceive and respond to the difficulties you encounter in life. Challenges are not merely obstacles to be avoided. They are divine opportunities designed to stretch you beyond your current limitations. Every trial you face is a stepping stone toward greater understanding and deeper faith. It is vital to shift your mindset from viewing challenges as setbacks to seeing them as catalysts for growth. When you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can succumb to fear and doubt, or you can rise to the occasion with courage and resilience. Remember that growth does not occur in comfort. It happens when you step outside of your familiar surroundings and confront the unknown. This is where the real work of spiritual growth takes place. Each challenge tests your faith and character, revealing the strength and resolve that lie within you. Consider the story of Job, a man who faced unimaginable trials yet maintained his faith in God. Job's experiences teach us that challenges can refine us, revealing the depth of our faith and commitment to God. Instead of crumbling under pressure, Job emerged stronger, demonstrating that the trials we face can lead to a more profound understanding of our relationship with God. In similar fashion, your challenges can serve to deepen your faith and strengthen your resolve. Furthermore, challenges often lead to self-discovery. When you encounter difficulties, you are pushed to tap into resources and strengths you may not have known existed within you. This journey of self-discovery is vital in understanding your true capabilities and potential. Each time you navigate a challenge, you learn something new about yourself, your limits, your passions, and your abilities to overcome adversity. As you embrace challenges, remember that you are never alone in your struggles. God walks with you through every trial, providing wisdom, strength, and comfort. In moments of hardship, seek His guidance through prayer and reflection. These intimate moments can lead to revelations and insights that provide clarity and direction. When you lean on God during tough times, you not only build resilience, but also deepen your relationship with Him. Moreover, the way you respond to challenges can have a ripple effect on those around you. Your approach to adversity can inspire others to face their own challenges with courage and faith. By demonstrating unwavering determination and a positive attitude in the face of trials, you become a beacon of hope for others. Your testimony of overcoming difficulties serves to uplift and encourage those who may be struggling in their spiritual journeys. Additionally, it is important to recognize that not all challenges come in the form of adversity. Some may arise from the pursuit of your goals and dreams. As you strive to fulfill your purpose, you will encounter obstacles that require you to adapt, learn, and grow. Embrace these challenges as part of the journey toward achieving your divine destiny. Understand that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Cultivating an attitude of gratitude during challenges can also significantly enhance your spiritual growth. It can be easy to focus on what is going wrong, but if you shift your perspective and seek the lessons and blessings hidden within your trials, you will find growth in the most unexpected places. Gratitude allows you to see the bigger picture, reminding you that challenges are temporary and often lead to breakthroughs. By embracing challenges as integral to your spiritual growth, you become equipped to face life's uncertainties with faith and confidence. Each challenge you overcome enriches your spiritual journey, deepening your connection to God and enhancing your understanding of your divine purpose. It is through these trials that you will emerge transformed, ready to fulfill the calling that God has placed on your life. Cultivating a spirit of gratitude is a transformative practice that plays a crucial role in your spiritual growth. Gratitude shifts your perspective, allowing you to see beyond your immediate circumstances and recognize the abundance that exists in your life. It is a powerful tool that can elevate your spirit, strengthen your relationship with God, and open doors to deeper spiritual understanding. By adopting an attitude of thankfulness, you invite positivity and light into your journey, making it easier to navigate the challenges and complexities of life. To begin cultivating gratitude, start by developing a daily practice of reflection. Take time each day to contemplate the blessings, big and small, that God has bestowed upon you. These blessings may include the love of family and friends, the beauty of nature, or the simple joys of life that often go unnoticed. Acknowledging these gifts helps you to cultivate a mindset that focuses on abundance rather than scarcity. It allows you to see the hand of God in every aspect of your life, reinforcing your connection to Him. Moreover, gratitude fosters resilience during difficult times. When faced with challenges, it can be easy to become consumed by negativity and despair. However, when you consciously choose to express gratitude, you shift your focus from what is lacking to what is present. This shift in mindset helps to alleviate feelings of hopelessness and fear, empowering you to face challenges with renewed strength and optimism. Gratitude serves as a reminder that even in trials, God is working for your good, guiding you toward growth and transformation. As you cultivate gratitude, be mindful of your words and thoughts. The language you use can either uplift or diminish your spirit. Speak words of appreciation and encouragement, both to yourself and others. When you express gratitude verbally, you reinforce your positive mindset and inspire those around you to adopt a similar perspective. Words have the power to create an environment of appreciation, nurturing connections that deepen your spiritual relationships. In addition to verbal expressions of gratitude, consider journaling your thoughts and reflections. Writing down what you are thankful for not only solidifies your appreciation, but also provides a record of God's faithfulness in your life. During times of doubt or struggle, you can revisit these entries, allowing the memories of past blessings to uplift your spirit and encourage you to keep moving forward. Journaling can be a powerful reminder of God's promises and provisions, helping you to stay rooted in faith. Gratitude is not only about acknowledging the good, but also about recognizing the lessons in your challenges. When you encounter obstacles, practice reframing your thoughts to identify what you can learn from the experience. Ask yourself how this challenge can lead to growth, deeper understanding, or a stronger faith. By viewing difficulties through the lens of gratitude, you cultivate a spirit of resilience and acceptance, allowing you to embrace the journey of spiritual growth with an open heart. Additionally, gratitude can enhance your relationships with others. When you express appreciation to those around you, you create an atmosphere of love and support. This not only strengthens your bonds, but also fosters a sense of community and belonging. Sharing your gratitude with others encourages them to do the same, creating a ripple effect that spreads positivity and encouragement throughout your community. In this way, gratitude becomes a catalyst for deeper connections and shared spiritual growth. Moreover, cultivating a spirit of gratitude helps you to remain humble. When you recognize the abundance in your life as gifts from God, you are reminded of your dependence on Him. This awareness fosters humility, allowing you to approach life with a sense of awe and reverence. You begin to understand that your accomplishments and blessings are not solely the result of your efforts, but are also expressions of God's grace and favor. This humility deepens your spiritual journey, enabling you to appreciate the fullness of life as a gift. As you continue to cultivate gratitude, you may find that your perspective on life shifts profoundly. You become more attuned to the beauty and blessings that surround you. Each moment becomes an opportunity for appreciation, from the smallest acts of kindness to the grander experiences of joy and love. This newfound perspective not only enriches your life, but also enhances your spiritual connection, allowing you to experience the fullness of God's presence. In essence, cultivating a spirit of gratitude transforms your approach to life. It empowers you to rise above challenges, fosters deeper relationships, and strengthens your connection with God. As you practice gratitude, you will discover that it opens doors to spiritual growth that you may never have imagined. Through this journey, you become more attuned to the divine workings in your life, ultimately leading you toward a richer, more fulfilling spiritual experience. Developing a growth mindset is an essential aspect of spiritual growth, as it enables you to approach life's challenges and opportunities with an open heart and a willingness to learn. A growth mindset is grounded in the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This perspective is vital in your spiritual journey because it encourages resilience and fosters a love for learning. When you embrace a growth mindset, you begin to see obstacles not as barriers, but as valuable opportunities for growth and transformation. To cultivate a growth mindset, you must first acknowledge that you are on a continuous journey of development. Understand that spiritual growth is not a destination, but an ongoing process. This realization liberates you from the pressure of perfectionism and allows you to embrace the learning opportunities that life presents. Each experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to your growth. This perspective enables you to approach situations with curiosity rather than fear, recognizing that every challenge holds the potential for valuable lessons. Central to developing a growth mindset is the practice of self-reflection. Take time to evaluate your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Consider how they influence your spiritual journey. Are there areas where you find yourself resisting change or clinging to outdated beliefs? Self-reflection allows you to identify these patterns and empowers you to make necessary adjustments. By being honest with yourself, you open the door to greater self-awareness and facilitate personal growth. Additionally, embrace the idea that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone towards success. Many people fear failure, viewing it as a sign of inadequacy or a reason to give up. However, when you adopt a growth mindset, you recognize that failures are invaluable experiences that can teach you resilience, patience, and determination. Each setback is an opportunity to learn and evolve, helping you to refine your spiritual path. The stories of great leaders, thinkers, and spiritual figures often highlight how their failures led them to breakthroughs and discoveries that shaped their lives. Surrounding yourself with individuals who embody a growth mindset is crucial for your spiritual development. Seek out mentors, peers, and communities that challenge and inspire you. Engage in conversations that provoke thought and encourage exploration. When you share your journey with others who embrace growth, you create a supportive environment that nurtures your spiritual aspirations. This collective energy can motivate you to push beyond your limits and explore new dimensions of your faith. Moreover, practice setting goals that reflect your spiritual aspirations. These goals should be both challenging and attainable, encouraging you to stretch your capabilities while remaining realistic. When you set clear intentions for your spiritual growth, you create a roadmap that guides your journey. Regularly evaluate your progress and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. This practice reinforces your commitment to growth and keeps you motivated to continue evolving. Additionally, be intentional about seeking feedback and constructive criticism. This practice may be challenging as it requires vulnerability and openness to others' perspectives. However, feedback is a powerful tool for growth. It allows you to gain insights into areas where you can improve and encourages you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Approach feedback with an open heart, recognizing that it is an essential part of your growth process. Incorporating a spirit of gratitude into your growth mindset also amplifies its effectiveness. When you express gratitude for the lessons learned through challenges, failures, and successes, you reinforce your commitment to growth. Gratitude creates a positive feedback loop, enabling you to appreciate the journey while remaining focused on the possibilities ahead. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, fostering resilience and optimism. Lastly, understand that spiritual growth often requires patience. The journey is not always linear and progress may come in cycles. Embrace the process, allowing yourself the grace to grow at your own pace. Trust that God is at work in your life, guiding you through every twist and turn. The more you cultivate this mindset of patience and trust, the more you will find peace and fulfillment in your spiritual journey. In developing a growth mindset, you empower yourself to embrace the fullness of your spiritual journey. You learn to approach challenges with confidence, seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to be feared. This mindset not only enriches your spiritual life, but also transforms your overall perspective on existence, enabling you to navigate life's complexities with grace and resilience. The practice of prayer and meditation is a cornerstone of spiritual growth, serving as a direct line of communication with God. This sacred practice allows you to cultivate a deeper relationship with your Creator, aligning your spirit with divine purpose. Prayer is not merely a ritual or a series of requests. It is an intimate conversation that nurtures your soul and fosters your spiritual development. Engaging in regular prayer and meditation opens your heart and mind to receive guidance, wisdom, and strength for the journey ahead. Moreover, confession is an essential aspect of prayer that invites healing and restoration. Acknowledging your shortcomings and seeking forgiveness allows you to release burdens that may hinder your spiritual growth. When you confess, you create space for God's grace to flow into your life, renewing your spirit and empowering you to move forward. This practice fosters humility and encourages a mindset of continual growth, reminding you that everyone is on a journey of transformation. Thanksgiving is another critical element of prayer that shifts your focus from your needs to the blessings that surround you. As you express gratitude for the gifts in your life, you cultivate a heart that recognizes God's faithfulness. This practice enhances your spiritual perspective, enabling you to see the beauty in every circumstance, even those that seem challenging. When you practice thanksgiving and prayer, you reinforce the understanding that God is always at work, providing for your needs and guiding your steps. In addition to prayer, meditation serves as a powerful tool for spiritual growth. Meditation involves quieting the mind and reflecting on God's word, allowing his truths to penetrate your heart and transform your thoughts. Through meditation, you create space for revelation and insight, deepening your understanding of spiritual principles. This practice encourages you to slow down and listen, opening your heart to receive God's guidance and wisdom. As you meditate on Scripture, you gain clarity about your identity and purpose. The Word of God is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. When you internalize His teachings, you align your life with His will, enabling you to make choices that reflect your spiritual values. Meditation also fosters a sense of inner peace, providing you with strength and resilience to navigate life's challenges. Furthermore, prayer and meditation can be enhanced through the practice of journaling. Writing down your thoughts, prayers, and reflections allows you to process your experiences and gain deeper insights into your spiritual journey. Journaling serves as a record of your growth, helping you to see how God has worked in your life over time. When you revisit your entries, you can reflect on how you've overcome challenges and how your understanding of God has evolved. To deepen your practice, consider establishing a dedicated time for prayer and meditation each day. This commitment signals to God that you value your relationship with Him and are eager to grow spiritually. Whether in the early morning, during a lunch break, or before bedtime, finding a consistent time allows you to cultivate a habit that strengthens your spiritual foundation. Remember that consistency is key, as it reinforces your commitment to growth and opens the door for God's transformative work in your life. In your prayers and meditations, seek to listen as much as you speak. Sometimes the most profound insights come during moments of silence when you allow God to speak to your heart. Be receptive to the whispers of the Holy Spirit, who guides you into all truth and understanding. This willingness to listen cultivates discernment, enabling you to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and grace. Additionally, consider incorporating communal prayer and meditation into your spiritual practice. Engaging with others in prayer strengthens your sense of community and support. When you gather with fellow believers, you create an environment of shared faith and encouragement. These communal practices reinforce the idea that you are not alone on your journey and that together you can uplift one another in prayer and purpose. Finally, remember that the journey of prayer and meditation is deeply personal. Allow your practices to evolve as you grow in your relationship with God. Be open to new ways of connecting with Him, whether through worship music, guided meditations, or contemplative practices. Your spiritual growth flourishes when you embrace a variety of expressions in your relationship with God, enriching your journey and deepening your understanding of His love and grace. Embracing the concept of service and contribution is a vital element in your spiritual growth journey. Service is not merely an act of kindness, it is a profound expression of love, purpose, and connection to the world around you. When you serve others, you embody the essence of spiritual principles, reflecting the character of God, who calls us to love and care for one another. This commitment to service elevates your spiritual journey, allowing you to experience growth that transcends personal boundaries and deepens your understanding of community. To begin with, understand that service is a pathway to discovering your purpose. Often, the question of why am I here finds clarity in the act of serving others. As you step into service, you uncover the unique gifts and talents that God has endowed you with. This process not only enhances your sense of identity, but also helps you recognize how your skills can contribute to the greater good. Your service becomes an extension of your faith, enabling you to live out the principles you believe in and aligning your actions with your spiritual values. Moreover, service cultivates empathy and compassion. When you engage with others, particularly those who are in need, you gain insights into their struggles and joys. This connection broadens your perspective, allowing you to appreciate the diversity of human experiences. It fosters a heart that is sensitive to the needs of others, encouraging you to act with kindness and understanding. Through service, you learn that spiritual growth is not solely about personal advancement, it is about uplifting others and contributing to the well-being of the community. In addition, serving others often leads to profound personal transformation. It challenges you to step outside your comfort zone and confront your biases and limitations. When you encounter situations that test your patience, understanding, or resilience, you have the opportunity to grow in character and faith. Each act of service becomes a lesson in humility and selflessness, encouraging you to cultivate a spirit that prioritizes others over yourself. This transformation deepens your relationship with God as you begin to mirror His love and compassion for humanity. Another important aspect of service is the joy and fulfillment it brings. When you dedicate time and energy to help others, you experience a sense of satisfaction that transcends material achievements. This joy arises from knowing that you are making a difference in someone's life, even in small ways. Acts of service remind you of the interconnectedness of humanity, reinforcing the idea that we are all part of a larger tapestry woven by God. This understanding fosters gratitude and enhances your overall sense of well-being. Additionally, serving in a community setting strengthens your spiritual connections. When you engage with others in acts of service, you build relationships rooted in shared values and purpose. These connections become a source of encouragement and support, creating a community that uplifts one another in faith. You learn that spiritual growth is not a solitary endeavor, but a collective journey where the contributions of each individual enrich the whole. Being part of a community dedicated to service fosters accountability and motivation, encouraging you to stay committed to your spiritual aspirations. Furthermore, service serves as a reminder of the greater mission you are called to fulfill. Jesus exemplified this through His life, demonstrating that true greatness is found in serving others. When you align your actions with this principle, you become a beacon of light in the world, inspiring others to follow suit. Your commitment to service can ignite a ripple effect, encouraging those around you to embrace their call to contribute to the well-being of others. This shared mission fosters a culture of compassion, creating a more caring and loving world. To engage in service effectively, it's important to seek opportunities that resonate with your passions and interests. Reflect on the issues that stir your heart and the causes that ignite your spirit. Whether it's volunteering at a local shelter, mentoring youth, or participating in community cleanup initiatives, find avenues where you can utilize your unique gifts and talents. When you serve in areas that align with your passions, your contributions become more impactful, and the experience of serving becomes enriching for you and those you help. Moreover, maintain a posture of humility as you serve. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking recognition or validation for your contributions. However, true service is performed without expectation of reward or acknowledgement. This humility allows you to focus on the needs of others, fostering genuine connections and enriching your spiritual journey. When you serve selflessly, you reflect the heart of God, who delights in those who serve out of love rather than obligation. As you embrace service and contribution as central themes in your spiritual growth, be open to the transformative experiences that await you. Each act of service becomes a stepping stone on your journey, leading you to deeper understanding, connection, and purpose. Remember that your service is not just an obligation, it is a sacred privilege that enriches your life and the lives of others. Through service, you become a vessel of God's love, bringing light and hope to a world in need. This commitment to serve not only fuels your spiritual growth, but also transforms you into a living testament of faith, love, and compassion. Understanding the significance of your community and relationships is pivotal in the journey of spiritual growth. God designed us for connection. We are inherently social beings meant to thrive within a community. Your spiritual journey is not a solitary path. It is intertwined with the lives of others, shaping your experiences, perspectives, and growth. The relationships you cultivate, both with fellow believers and those outside your faith, play a crucial role in your spiritual development, enriching your life and providing opportunities for growth. First and foremost, recognize that your community is a source of support and encouragement. In times of struggle, it is the people around you who can uplift your spirit, offer a listening ear, or provide practical assistance. Engaging with a community of faith gives you access to shared wisdom and experiences that can guide you on your spiritual journey. When you face challenges, your community can remind you of God's promises and help you navigate through the storms of life. This support network not only bolsters your faith, but also reinforces the understanding that you are never alone in your struggles. Moreover, being part of a community fosters accountability and growth. When you surround yourself with individuals who share your values and aspirations, you create an environment that encourages spiritual discipline and personal development. Accountability partners, mentors, or small groups within your community can challenge you to stay committed to your spiritual goals. They help you remain focused, pushing you to strive for growth and transformation. This dynamic creates a culture of mutual encouragement where everyone is invested in one another's spiritual journeys. Additionally, relationships within your community provide opportunities for learning and mentorship. Every individual carries unique experiences and insights that can illuminate your understanding of God and His ways. As you engage with others, be open to learning from their perspectives. Seek mentors who can guide you in your spiritual journey, offering wisdom and support as you navigate challenges. These relationships are invaluable as they provide you with a broader understanding of faith and help you grow in your spiritual maturity. It's also important to understand that relationships within your community can challenge you. Healthy spiritual growth often requires us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. Engaging in honest conversations, sharing your struggles, and receiving constructive feedback from others can lead to profound transformation. When you allow others to speak into your life, you create space for personal reflection and growth. Embrace these moments, recognizing that they are opportunities for refinement and deeper understanding of yourself and your faith. Additionally, engaging with diverse communities expands your horizons. When you step outside your immediate circles and interact with individuals from different backgrounds and beliefs, you gain a richer understanding of humanity. These interactions encourage you to embrace diversity, cultivating empathy and compassion for others. By learning from different perspectives, you grow spiritually, becoming more open-minded and less judgmental. This understanding fosters a spirit of inclusivity, allowing you to connect with others on a deeper level. In your spiritual journey, be intentional about fostering relationships that encourage growth. Seek out individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and uplift your spirit. Surround yourself with those who embody the values you aspire to cultivate, as their influence will shape your journey. Make a commitment to invest in these relationships, nurturing connections that deepen your understanding of God and your purpose. Moreover, create spaces for open dialogue within your community. Encourage discussions about faith, spirituality, and personal experiences. Sharing your stories and listening to the journeys of others fosters an environment of vulnerability and trust. These conversations can lead to profound insights and revelations, propelling you forward in your spiritual growth. Finally, remember that the community you choose to engage with reflects your values and aspirations. Be discerning about the relationships you cultivate, seeking those that align with your spiritual goals. Your community should challenge you to grow closer to God, support your endeavors, and inspire you to live out your faith authentically. By prioritizing healthy relationships, you create a nurturing environment that propels you towards deeper spiritual growth and fulfillment. Embrace the power of community, knowing that it is a vital aspect of your journey toward becoming the person God created you to be. Cultivating a mindset of gratitude is a powerful catalyst for spiritual growth. In a world often characterized by discontent and comparison, adopting an attitude of gratitude transforms your perspective, allowing you to appreciate the blessings and lessons life presents. Gratitude is not just an expression of thankfulness, it is a profound acknowledgement of the goodness of God in every circumstance, reinforcing your faith and deepening your connection to Him. This mindset shifts your focus from what you lack to the abundance that surrounds you, empowering you to experience spiritual growth in profound ways. To begin with, gratitude helps you recognize the hand of God in your life. When you take time to reflect on the blessings you have, you become more aware of the ways God has provided for you, even in the midst of trials. This recognition fosters a deeper trust in His plan and purpose for your life. Each blessing, whether large or small, becomes a testament to His faithfulness. By acknowledging these moments, you cultivate a heart that is open to receiving even more of His goodness. Gratitude allows you to see that every experience, including challenges, serves a purpose in your spiritual journey, helping you grow in faith and resilience. Moreover, a grateful heart fosters contentment. In a culture that often promotes dissatisfaction and striving for more, gratitude redirects your focus to the present moment. When you appreciate what you have rather than yearning for what you don't, you cultivate a sense of peace and fulfillment. This contentment nurtures your spiritual well-being, allowing you to find joy in everyday life. As you learn to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary, you deepen your connection with God, recognizing that His presence is woven into the fabric of your daily experiences. Additionally, gratitude transforms your relationships. When you express appreciation to others, you cultivate a spirit of love and connection. Acknowledging the contributions and support of those around you fosters deeper bonds, creating an environment where individuals feel valued and respected. This reciprocity of gratitude enhances your sense of community, reinforcing the idea that we are all interconnected in our spiritual journeys. As you express thanks, you invite others to share in this uplifting atmosphere, encouraging them to embrace gratitude in their own lives. Furthermore, gratitude cultivates resilience in the face of adversity. Life will inevitably present challenges, but when you maintain a grateful perspective, you can find strength even in the darkest moments. Reflecting on past blessings and the lessons learned from trials helps you navigate difficult situations with grace. This resilience allows you to rise above discouragement, reminding you that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. By focusing on what you are grateful for, you can draw strength from your faith and maintain hope for a brighter future. Practicing gratitude also opens your heart to receive spiritual blessings. When you express thanks for the blessings you already have, you align yourself with a mindset of abundance. This attitude creates space for God to pour more blessings into your life. It's a powerful principle. The more you express gratitude, the more you attract positivity and abundance. You begin to notice opportunities and blessings that were previously overlooked, enhancing your spiritual growth as you become attuned to God's provision. To cultivate a mindset of gratitude, consider implementing daily practices that encourage reflection. Begin each day by acknowledging 3 things you are thankful for. This simple exercise sets a positive tone for your day and fosters a habit of gratitude. As you cultivate this practice, you'll notice a shift in your mindset. Your focus will naturally gravitate toward the blessings that surround you, enhancing your spiritual awareness and appreciation. Moreover, express your gratitude to God regularly through prayer and worship. When you take the time to acknowledge His goodness and faithfulness, you strengthen your relationship with Him. Your prayers of thanksgiving deepen your connection, reminding you of His love and grace. This practice reinforces the truth that your spiritual growth is rooted in a relationship with the divine, fostering an attitude of reverence and appreciation. Additionally, don't hesitate to share your gratitude with others. Expressing thanks not only uplifts those around you, but also reinforces your own sense of appreciation. Write thank you notes, verbalize your gratitude in conversations, or publicly acknowledge the contributions of others. These acts create a ripple effect, inspiring gratitude in those you interact with and contributing to a culture of appreciation within your community. Lastly, reflect on the challenges you faced and the lessons learned. Gratitude isn't solely about appreciating the good, it also encompasses recognizing the growth that comes from adversity. By acknowledging the lessons learned in difficult times, you cultivate a deeper understanding of God's faithfulness, reinforcing your trust in His plans. This perspective allows you to embrace the entirety of your journey, recognizing that both joy and struggle serve as integral components of your spiritual growth. As you cultivate a mindset of gratitude, you will find that it becomes a transformative force in your life. Your perspective shifts, your relationships deepen, and your spiritual growth accelerates. Embrace gratitude as a daily practice, knowing that it will enhance your connection with God and others, leading you toward a more fulfilling and spiritually enriched life. This journey of gratitude will not only shape your experience, but also empower you to become a beacon of light and hope for others, inviting them to join you in the beautiful journey of spiritual growth. As we conclude this journey into the depths of spiritual growth, Let us remember that this is not merely a destination, but a continuous path of discovery and transformation. Each step you take, each lesson learned, and every challenge faced contributes to the masterpiece that is your life. Embrace the truth that you are a child of the Most High, endowed with purpose and potential that extends far beyond your current circumstances. Your spiritual growth is intricately woven into your relationship with God and the community you nurture around you. Commit to fostering this relationship, recognizing that it is through prayer, worship, and gratitude that you draw closer to Him. Let the spirit of gratitude permeate your heart, transforming your perspective and opening your eyes to the abundance that surrounds you. Understand that every moment, whether filled with joy or sorrow, carries the potential for growth, leading you closer to the person God has destined you to become. As you embark on this journey, be intentional in your actions. Seek out knowledge and wisdom, cultivate meaningful relationships, and embrace the power of service. Allow yourself to be shaped by experiences that challenge you, knowing that they are divine opportunities for refinement. Your spiritual growth is a reflection of your commitment to understanding and living out your divine purpose, and it is through this understanding that you will inspire others to seek their own paths. Finally, let your life be a testament to the transformative power of spiritual growth. Stand firm in your faith, be bold in your pursuit of purpose, and remain open to the leading of the Holy Spirit. As you grow, you will illuminate the way for others, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration in a world that desperately needs it. Remember, the journey is ongoing, and with each passing day, you have the opportunity to rise higher, to love deeper, and to fulfill the incredible potential that lies within you. Embrace your spiritual journey with joy and expectation, for God is with you every step of the way, guiding you towards a future filled with purpose, fulfillment, and boundless blessings.